It was unofficially Omnibus Week at the House as committees worked hard to wrap up their omnibus proposals ahead of the third committee deadline, April 8th. Several bills were approved by their respective committees, including the Omnibus E12 Education Supplemental Finance and Policy Bill. House DFLers held a news conference to announce their education funding proposal last Tuesday. The plan would add nearly $1.2 billion in education funding in fiscal year 2023.
Minnesota students deserve every opportunity to succeed, and House DFLers are working to provide the support that our students and educators need.
We've heard from parents, teachers, students, school administrators, and locally elected school board members. They have told us that now is the time to invest in Minnesota schools because every child deserves the world-class education that we have the resources to provide.
House File 4300, the Omnibus Education Proposal, received committee approval along party lines, but not before House Republicans shared their concerns.
You know, there's no accountability for either the Department of Education or PELSB, and nothing in this proposal that's really going to focus on the accountability that we should be holding them to for accomplishing, for example, for MDE, all these mandates that are really going to be driven by the department.
There's no special ed reform here. There's a whole bunch of money that adds more hours, and it doesn't make one single change on how we do special ed and the reforms necessary in there.
The House Taxes Committee passed its omnibus proposal Thursday. House File 3669 would provide $1.65 billion in tax reductions and credits in the 2022-23 biennium. Committee Chair Paul Marquardt sponsors the bill.
This bill does provide over $3 billion of tax cuts in the next 3 years for those folks who really can use it the most, where I think it can really make the difference. And we're talking about our young families and our workers and our senior citizens.
Provisions in the bill include the expansion of the renter's credit, an income tax rebate of $325 per child for certain families, and a student loan tax credit increase. DFLers have claimed the bill makes targeted financial assistance efforts. Some on the other side of the aisle see it differently.
I'm disappointed about the lack of balance in terms of the amount of money being spent in different areas, that it wasn't really more proportioned out in terms of addressing in a more bipartisan way all of the constituents of Minnesota.
Before members left for the Easter Passover break, the House passed a proposal to provide $1 million in funding to the Agriculture Department to address the Avian Influenza outbreak currently sweeping through the state. Representative Ginny Cleavorn sponsors the proposal. Representative John Burkle, a former turkey farmer, experienced firsthand the effects of the 2015 bird flu outbreak and stressed the importance of moving quickly.
This virus is affecting not only commercial turkey farms and layer facilities, but backyard flocks and upland game farms. The virus is different this time, and the need and the urgency is greater, and it's critical that we get this done before we leave for Easter recess here.
The proposal passed 129-1 and was sent to Governor Tim Walz. For more nonpartisan coverage of the Minnesota House of Representatives, check out our Session Daily work at house.mn/sessiondaily.